Welcome to the I Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Dubston and we are here together for the monthly I Ching forecast for April 2025. Yes, we work with April's energy as the year moves into the second quarter of 2025. Last month we had two very interesting, wonderful hexagrams. Hexagram 35, progress, the gentle sun rising towards noon, making wonderful progress towards something meaningful, getting support of those around us from that changing line. And we had hexagram 56, the wanderer, new adventures, travel, physical and spiritual, or whatever it is, the expansion of our consciousness into new territories. Really speaking to this idea of the opportunity we had in March to really expand and get somewhere, move forward, and to embark upon this new adventure of life, whatever and wherever it may greet you. So if there was something that came into your life to connect you to progress, getting somewhere, getting the support you need, getting your passport ready for new adventures, physical or other, please do share a comment. Always lovely to hear how you are applying and working with the I Ching in your own life. Okay, April 2025. What are we focusing on in this month? What is the one thing the I Ching is asking us to focus on more than anything else as a collective? Our first hexagram for this month, very happy to say, is hexagram 14, possession in great measure, abundance and wealth. Yes, okay. This hexagram is the hexagram of wealth. Now, whenever I speak about this idea of wealth, I talk about the gold bars, okay, those would be amazing, but wealth is not always financial. Wealth can be your networks, your resources, the people you know, your knowledge and expertise and experience. What are the things that provide you with support and abundance when you need them? And when we work with this hexagram, we work very closely with this idea that it's also about giving back. Okay, visualize you're climbing up a ladder, right? You're getting somewhere, you're learning something, you're gaining wealth. And what we do with that wealth, we don't just hand it out discriminately. Okay, this is not about equalizing wealth. This is about sharing what you know, okay? Sharing the bounty, sharing the learning, creating pathways for others to understand. It's a shared learning process that this hexagram brings us to. As we step into new realms of wealth in our lives, whatever they might be, so too do we create opportunities for others to learn how to do that. And this idea of give back, of reaching down with what we've achieved in one hand and reaching down and helping someone up the ladder, giving them advice, words of wisdom, encouragement, or the example of this is how you can do it. Very powerful for others. Of course, whenever we get this hexagram, I usually zoom in and say, right, let us realize that our manifestation of wealth, our gold bars in our lives, comes and is directly linked to our consciousness about money, our consciousness about wealth and what plenty and abundance means. We have to strive ceaselessly to overcome the urge to live in a poverty consciousness mindset. Okay, that is a mindset that thinks in a lack context. Right? So you've had the experience where you're standing next to someone else, symbolically looking out the same window, and what you see on the other side is a completely different view. Right? One person sees devastation and negativity, the other person sees opportunity and potential. What do you see out of your money window when you look out? Okay, so the month, I feel, has a really wonderful opportunity for us to bring into manifestation some important physical, tangible resources that we need. Yet we also have the opportunity to bring some healing to our abundance consciousness, to the wealth mindset. And that wealth mindset says, even if everything is taken away tomorrow, I have skills, resources, and networks and mindset that brings it back. Might be slowly, but it brings it back. How do we look out the window? What do we see? When we look at the world, we look at the finances of the world from our perspective, right? Do we see lack or do we see opportunity? A powerful reminder whenever we get this hexagram is to dig deep and do some real powerful deep work into our relationship with money and abundance and prosperity, all right? If we have in our mind this view that I don't have, and that's good, that makes me better than someone else because I don't have, that's just a head game, right? If you have lots and you don't have a way of giving back to your community, even if that's your time and expertise, you've got to deal with that, okay? It's your choice of how you engage with wealth around you. And so we are challenged this month to dig into that, to work with that, to think differently, to think in an abundance mindset, and to transform fundamentally wherever we have a mindset of poverty, all right? And sometimes it comes out in the way we respond to things, okay? When someone has a boon or goes on a big fancy holiday or goes on a trip or gets a promotion, what is the word that comes out your mouth? What are the words that go through your head of like, oh, they're so lucky, aren't they the chosen ones, okay? It's that kind of thought process that will give you a clue as to where your mind is going. When someone else who is wealthy gets a boon, is successful at something, is the first thought that comes into your head, be honest, okay? Here's the first thought that comes into your head, I am delighted for them. Well done. That's fantastic news. And if that's truly what's going through your mind, right? Not, I should say this because this is the polite thing to say. There's the work in this month. Okay, there are 2 changing lines for this month. And we can use the changing lines, particularly in the monthly where our time frame is a little bit longer, to structure the month into chunks. Okay, so what you could do is you could take the first phase of the month, being the beginning of April to the first changing line, which, because there are 2, gives us the 10th of April. The second changing line starts maturing up to the 20th of April, and then they start moving across to the outcome hexagram at the tail end of the month. Use that as a way of seeing the chapters evolve, okay, as we work with the hexagram, but use your life as your own evidence-based feedback system, okay? You might have these things come in different orders or all at once, or you might have them exactly in these time periods. Just stay open to the learning. So, second and third position. In the second position, the symbol that goes with this changing line is you need a vehicle to take the load. Okay, so there's 2 aspects to this line. One is we have a vehicle that we can load things on. We can accumulate possessions and accumulate things onto a truck, onto a load. Okay, so it's about having a vehicle that you can put things on, giving us permission to accumulate resources, gather resources, okay? You don't have to give them away. We are focusing and gathering resources and putting them on the back of the truck. The other aspect of this is that we need a vehicle to put our ideas and our energy and our abundance from those ideas onto. Okay, the vehicle is a structure, is an instrument that gives form, that gives a job to the abundance. The vehicle can be the idea, the business, the concept, the relationship, the whatever it is. It's an instrument to get you where you need to go. And in the first 10 days of April, particularly, our attention is zoomed into the vehicle we are using to gather the abundance, the wealth. Okay. If you're an entrepreneur, it's quite likely that the vehicle is your business or a particular team or a diversifying product. Whatever this is, it's the vehicle, the instrument you use to transport and move your wealth. Okay. So think about it symbolically. Think about in your life. What is the vehicle that is going to bring about your abundance, okay? And part of the first 10 days of this month is focusing on that vehicle, loading it up, okay? Allowing the energy to accumulate and to focus around the idea, around the instrument you have chosen. And with that comes the abundance. There's an abundance energy around that, but in order for us to focus and attract and to coalesce the energy into the gold bars, we need to have the vehicle to do it. What is that vehicle you're working with? And what do you have to do in these first days in particular to really amp up what the vehicle can do for you? Okay. Then in the third position, this is actually quite a strong position for this hexagram, this changing line. Normally line 3 is a little tetchy, okay? This one's a good one. It's got a correlation to the top triagram. It's in a place where it's happy. And this line speaks about the moment of truth, okay? All right, there is an opportunity for us to focus all our attention, all our energy around the principle we're working towards, around what we're trying to do, draw our energy in, concentrate all our force on this thing and move forward. So there's something very powerful that is a turning point, is a pivot point, and is asking us to stay true to the highest principle, to give and to make a sacrifice to the highest principle we can in the situation. Remember, this is roughly between the 10th and the 20th of April, right? So we make the sacrifice. We put in the energy. We make the commitment. We draw in all our energy and we go for it, the moment of truth. There's something powerful in this energy of the changing line that says if we can bring our highest principle and make an offering of our work, of our love and our care to the thing that's in front of us, whether it's a personal or business, we bring all that energy, we put it all on the table, and we make the offering to the highest principle we can, the highest ideal that we can in the situation. The powerful abundance blessing of hexagram 14 is activating through this act of sacrifice. Okay, not bloodletting. Okay, not that kind of sacrifice. We're talking about making an offering, giving up yourself to the work, to the thing that's in front of you, to the principle, just going for it and bringing everything in, that moment of truth, the crossing, the energy of moving forward, powerfully to activate hexagram 14 and its blessings of wealth. What is going to come at us? What are we going to be working with? Each in our own lives, we'll be having different facets of this come to us as we work with hexagram 14's abundance. So those are our changing lines. Where do these two changing lines transform to? A second hexagram, one that works in relation to the first, okay, two aspects of this month. I often think of it as a victory hexagram. What do we need to do to reach forward to victory? Pulling this wealth and abundance of hexagram 14 through the month. What's drawing us to a moment of victory through this month? And it is hexagram 21 biting through. Okay, the big open mouth of the birdie in the nest. All right, and there's a block to the food, right? Or a piece of leather across our mouths, a piece of wood plank right in there, preventing us from biting down on the nourishment we need. Part of this month, the energy of hexagram 21 is about taking vigorous action, being assertive and energetic and vigorous and decisive and cutting through the things that are in our way. Not negotiating with them, cutting through the obstacles in our way. Okay, transforming that energy of 14 to 21, using that vigorous energy of making decisions and taking action and moving forward. Working with drawing that abundance right through the month into the second part of the month. And you know, sometimes when we are sitting in a situation where there's something in our mouth, there's a blockage, there's an obstacle, you know, we try and chew it slowly, right? An old piece of leather, chew, 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 chew. Try and chew our way slowly and gently through the problem. And what this hexagram brings us is this energy of vigor, of biting through, right? Okay, tearing through, cutting through, chopping through, just cleaving the situation in half, right? Just opening up a pathway to move forward to get the nourishment that is required. Two very interesting hexagrams we are working with in April 2025 as we learn how to tap into abundance and how to bite through the obstacles to abundance. I often see how the two hexagrams have a relationship, right? They have a story that we can connect them to. Now, you might make a different story for yourself out of it. That's absolutely fine, okay? But where I see it is we put the two together, we make a story of these two hexagrams. We see that there's a pathway to abundance. We need a vehicle, right? And we need commitment to making the effort, right? Putting in the effort, making the sacrifice to the work, to the cause, to the principle. And bringing in this decisive, aggressive, in some cases, energy of cutting through the obstacle to free up our abundance. We all have something that's sitting here blocking us from getting the abundance we need. And if we can just draw on these hexagrams, they're not just about giving us information, they also bring us healing. If you focus on them, you bring them into your life, you visualize them, you pay attention to them, you read about them in your I Ching book, whatever it might be, you're bringing the healing energy of these two hexagrams into your life. And for some reason, we all need these two in April 2025 to get to the next place. Whatever that next place is, no matter what May has in store for us, right now in April, this is a shared journey of manifestation, possession of greatness, the gold and the wealth, right? And biting through vigorously the things that are blocking the manifestation of our abundance consciousness. Wishing you wealth and abundance and biting through and liberation of your financial freedom this month. One thing that we do can move us forward leaps and bounds. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you liked this episode, a thumbs up, a like would be really great. And of course, if you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe button and the follow button, so that as these episodes come in, our monthlies and our weeklies, they come into your app so that you stay up to date with the flows of the I Ching and how we can master those together. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I wish you a fantastic April.